Hi, and welcome to Cajun Cooking TV. I'm Beryl Stokes, and we have Mike behind the camera. And for the past 10 years, we've made over 100 cooking videos, and we've posted those on YouTube, so we have a great library of videos. But now we want to take a little step back and get back to some simple basics of cooking. So tonight's episode, we are going to talk about the roux. The number one in our series is the roux. It is the basis for all soups, gumbos, and stews in Cajun cooking, as well as other cultures also use something similar to the roux. So to begin this series, we're going to talk about a simple ingredient to make roux. It's basically flour and butter, or equal parts of a fat and flour. And this is the basis for your soups, stews, gumbos, étouffées, and so forth. That is a thickener for your gravy, so it's not just a watery type soup. So today we're going to use just our regular flour and equal parts butter. So a stick of butter is a half a cup. So if you do the 8 tablespoons, that's a half a cup. And this will make a nice size roux just for a meal for Mike and I. And then this is a half cup of all-purpose flour. Now we'll put these together and melt the butter and flour, and I'm going to show you how to make that. Now there are a few stages when making a roux, and it goes from you melting your butter to adding the flour gradually and constantly stirring to a really bubbly look of flour, and the butter is just bubbling. And then it starts to change texture and color, and it'll go from a light yellow color of the butter to almost a dark color if that's what you wish. But I typically stop at what's kind of a medium caramel color, particularly for my étouffée and gumbos. Now some people do prefer the dark roux, and it is generally made with some sort of lard or vegetable oil so that it can tolerate the higher heat. But for today, I was going to show you this method. There's also some other products on the market, and these were just 2 that we picked up from the store. So this is a light roux that already has the butter and flour mixture. So you would basically heat this up with some chicken stock and follow the directions. This one would be really easy to use if you don't want to take time to make a real roux. Then we have what's called a dry roux, and this will help you make gravies as well as roux, but without the fat content. So in this one, the instructions say to mix it with water flavoring. So I just recommend using the flour here in the amount that you desire, and then adding regular chicken broth. These 2 are on the market, and I'll put a link in my description for these roux. Tony Sastry also makes some products, and these are available on Amazon. I'll leave the link for you. So I've got some melted butter here. You got to be careful not to let it burn. I have it on a low heat, and I'm just going to put in a little flour at a time, mix it well, and make sure all the lumps are out. When making a roux, you can make it in a stainless steel pot like this, and of course we also have cast iron, but I prefer the stainless steel. Mike would probably use the cast iron, so it's just whatever your preference. So I'm going to let this stir, and then I'll show you as we move along. So it's been about 30 minutes. We've been doing this on low. This is a very finicky little burner, so I really have it on low so that we wouldn't burn it. I've been constantly stirring to be careful. You don't want to burn it. Once you burn it, you got to throw it out. So once I get to the right color, at this stage I'm making a gumbo or I'm making étouffée. Those are my 2 favorites. I would actually throw in the onion, celery, bell pepper, the Cajun Trinity, and you let that saute with the roux. You can just because it's already so hot, it's going to soften up those vegetables pretty quick. But again, you still want to stir. So the next stage after that would be your, your wet ingredients like chicken broth and the diced tomatoes, or we'll put in the okra at that point so that it can be cooking. So very easy to make a roux. And now with all the products to help you, it's really easy. Okay, folks, I have been stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring this roux for about 45 minutes. And it is the color that I prefer. I would just call this a kind of medium light compared to this one. This is what I like it to look like. If Mike will come over here and take a look in here. So as I said before, if I were cooking a gumbo or an étouffée tonight, I would actually put the Cajun Trinity of onion, celery, and bell pepper in this and go from there. But we are actually making something else. I'm going to make a cheese sauce and crab meat au gratin. So that'll be a whole separate video. So I just want to show you this, that we are going to, I'm just going to set it aside because I'm going to need a roux for the cheese sauce, but not really this much. But I will save it for later. Let's see if I can get it in this little cup. Oh yeah. So be sure to click on the subscribe button and the bell notification if you would like to see more videos like these and when we are posting new videos for our Back to Basics cooking series. So I'm Beryl Stokes from Cajun Cooking TV, and this is Cajun Cooking Made Easy. We'll see you next time.